3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Well, welcome to this special edition of Walking the Path with Wakeley, and I am honored to have alumni Bryce Gray here with us. We're going to talk a little bit about his experiences at HF, how he's changing the world. And have you noticed we now have left the path because it is January, foggy, cold, rainy, and as much as our students love walking the path on a daily basis, rain or shine, we want to make sure that our special guests get the treatment of being indoors. So Bryce, tell us a little bit about, what you've been doing. You graduated from Homewood-Flossmoor. What did you do when you were here? And we'll kind of go from there.
After I graduated from Homewood-Flossmoor, I went to the University of Notre Dame to play baseball. I played baseball there from 2016 to 2018. Graduated from Notre Dame 2020. Unfortunately, COVID hit, so we didn't get a real graduation, but we did a makeup a few years later. After COVID hit, I spent some time in New York working at JP Morgan and doing sales and trading there. I left New York, came back to Chicago, spent a few months working at BMO Harris in their commercial bank, and I got an opportunity to go back to JP Morgan working in their investment bank, and I've been there for the last 3 years. And working on Wall Street doing sales and trading, and got my first exposure to business classes here, and that is parlayed myself into working at JP Morgan.
When you left Homewood-Flossmoor High School and you went to Notre Dame, did you feel as though when you sat in those classrooms and you had to compete against other college students from all over the world, that you were prepared to do so?
I think the big thing that a lot of people struggle with, especially going to a school like Notre Dame, a lot of my peers they weren't used to being in a situation where there was a lot of different people who thought differently, who came from different backgrounds. It was just a large melting pot of people in the same place. And I think the unique thing about this school is that's the case here. There's so many different people, whether you're talking race, religion, whatever it may be, who go to this school. And so I was encompassed in that 4 years before I got to Notre Dame. And so that's something that I didn't realize was so unique. But when I got to Notre Dame, a lot of my peers hadn't been around in situations where they were around a lot of people who may not have necessarily looked like them or thought like them. So being in the classroom with people from all over the world, it was something that I may not have been used to at that large of a scale, but it didn't take a ton for me to kind of get used to it and fit in and feel like I was able to compete with the students from all over the world in the classroom. I realized how unique of a school this really is. There's almost nothing that if you have an interest in as a high school student that you can't get here.
We talk about We Are HF, and we've said this, you've said it, you've been around it.
Yeah.
But it means something different to every generation of HF graduate. Mm-hmm. What does We Are HF mean to you now?
I grew up in a house that was just north of the football field, so close I could see the lights and hear the PA announcer on those rare Friday nights we weren't actually at the games. Growing up, for me, of course I idolized the professional athletes in Chicago, but the athletes that I grew up watching at Homewood-Flossmoor were my role models. It was funny, even this morning I saw Kevin Dillard just walking the halls, and Kevin Dillard doesn't know me from a can of paint. Right. But I saw him and I was like, that's Kevin Dillard. I grew up watching him play basketball here. Right. Those type of guys are the reason I wanted to come here. This school has meant so much to me for as long as I can remember, and so being able to come through here, I had a lot of success in the classroom, on the baseball field, on the football field, going to Notre Dame and having multiple Homewood-Flossmoor classmates, also being at Notre Dame, going through college and then professionally, and then being able just to come back here and just sit here with you and then talk to these classes and see so many teachers that I had that made impacts on me that I didn't realize when I was 18 years old, and now as a 25-year-old, the impacts they made, I'm eternally grateful for. When I hear We Are HF, that's what I think of. It's just the impact this school has made on me long before I was a student here,
Right.
and the impact it's made on me since I've been gone, and the impact that I think it will make on me for the rest of my life. This place has been, it's always been special to me.
Right.
It always will be special to me, and I'm eternally grateful for the time I spent here, the time that I have now where I can come back and do
Right.
things like this, to be sitting here and being able to talk to these students, and
Right.
hopefully if I can make an impact on one or two of these students, you know, it'll be
Right.
worth it. And so when I think about We Are HF, I think about what this place means to me, and just the beacon of light this place is in the community, in the Chicagoland community, and what I hope it will continue to be
Right.
for time to come.
There's a young Bryce who might be in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade coming to these games,
Yeah.
looking at them like they're a professional athlete.
100%.
And so it does matter.
It does.
And while it's not their job to be the role model for, it's a privilege
100%.
that we have here at Homewood-Flossmoor to be the beacon, not only to the Southland,
Absolutely.
but for Illinois and the country, because
100%.
our students start here and end making a difference like
Everywhere.
you all over the world. So
100%.
I want to thank you
Of
for
course.
sitting down with me. It's my honor to be able to have an opportunity to spend time with you, and appreciate everything you do for Homewood-Flossmoor High
Thank
School.
you, Mr. Wake. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
3, 2, 1.